There we go. Hello and welcome to the Connector's Edge podcast. I'm Marion LaSalle, my co-host Ricky McKenna, and our special guest today, returning, is Patsy Balachi. I didn't say it right,
Hi,
did I? Did I say that right?
it's Patsy Balaki.
Balaki. Thank you for.
No
I knew
worries.
it when it came out. I was like, no, that's a.
It's
We
okay.
are on YouTube and all your favorite podcast apps.
Yep.
All you have to do is type in the name and you're going to find us, the Connectors Edge podcast. We are sponsored by several different people, Office in America and the Connectors Business Network. So
Yep.
if you're in business or if you just want some new friends that are cool, you should check us out at connectorsbusinessnetwork.com. And
Yes.
I am going to turn it over to Ricky right now because our special guest has some special stuff she wants to talk about. It's the end of the year, and we're gonna end strong, aren't we?
Absolutely. And thank you, Marion, and welcome, Patsy. Well, re-welcome. Welcome back.
Thank
Patsy
you.
has been with us before. I'm going to let Patsy tell you more about herself, but suffice it to say that she and I have known each other for a couple of years now, and she is one of the warmest, most caring people I have ever met.
Mm.
She's a feng shui expert, which means she helps you to arrange not just your rooms, but your life in ways that harmonize. Is that the way to say it?
That's
And
right.
so, with that, I'm going to let you hear from Patsy Balaki.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here and talk about wonderful topics such as feng shui and harmonizing spaces to live a thriving life from the inside out, as within, so without, as we were talking last time. Our environments are a reflection of what's going on inside. They're mirroring everything that's happening in our lives. And on a previous conversation that you and I had, Ricky, we were discussing about new beginnings. And
Mhm.
we're on this threshold in between endings. It's this 2025 has been a year of potent healing, transformations, conclusions, letting go. I recently also lost my cat a week
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
and previous to
Mm.
that, one of my dear uncles, and it's just been one of these timeless that has been very much imprinted. It's unforgettable. But one thing
Yeah.
that I was intentionally bringing to focus for this year for me was healing, but
Mm.
particularly physical healing. So everything that I did around my work at home was doing it for the physical aspect of my well-being, things that I didn't see, things that I didn't get in touch, tangibly look at. So it's also the hidden part of what we hold. So for
Mm.
me, how did that represent in the kitchen, going into those counters and those cabinets that I never got to see, just like the gallbladder. So, what happened this year?
Ooh.
Got my gallbladder removed. It never bothered me for years and years. I've had a big gallstone, never bothered me. But you know what? My doctor said, why carry that dead weight? And honestly, it literally felt like that. I felt so much better. I feel
Wow.
so much better. I feel refreshed. I feel like I have a lot of stamina, a lot of energy, and it's those things that we don't see, but they still hold a lot of the stagnation.
Like an
And
anchor.
yes, and all these feelings of perhaps sheds of like abandonment or anything like that, neglect. Okay, neglect
Mm.
was a big one for me. So it really showed on that part. But what I wanted to say on how we can really visualize and materialize what we really want to create in our lives for transformation or to see our wishes come true or at least give them some love is working with a vision board. Okay, so how do those come out? I love feng shui. I'm a visual artist, I'm a graphic designer as well. So bringing all these skills together and how to basically organize and put these areas that are specific to create a creative dynamic cycle. When we put it on a board, it's really amazing how things just kind of come together. Your
Oh, yeah.
ideas, they're just scattered, they're living in castles in the sky. But when you start pulling them, we start grounding, connecting to the heart, and then we're using our hands to create this part of your visions and dreams. You see that this, because there's so much intention, love, dedication, and of course, you're in action doing this throughout the year, you see the results. And this is just a window of that. So when you have a vision board present, and I want to show you how I got started with mine, when I began Zanotica,
Oh,
I needed to put myself in the center. So this is all about fame and recognition. So of course, my name has to be there. Love letters to earth is something that I'm deeply passionate about. And how do I come to those visions? So creating or writing poems for personal, okay? And so everything here kind of in
wow.
alignment of what I wanted to create for me. And then what happened? COVID happened. The pandemic happened. So all these things happen to a certain point. And this is my 2020 vision board. And I want to show you why it's so important to kind of really put yourself in the center of your life. What happened here? So I have myself up there. This is my 2020 board. I did this at the beginning of 2019. At the end of 2019, sorry. But you see,
Hmm.
empty dining tables, empty living rooms. There was really nobody there.
Oh,
And it was like, okay, so is this what I'm creating? It was really interesting
ah,
how I got to see all this. It's like there's nobody here. There's an empty beach, there's an empty
yeah.
boat.
Wow.
Okay. So we really have to get our psyche, and it's like, okay, what is it that you really want to do? I don't want to be alone when I'm traveling or doing things, but it was deserted. And
Wow.
I
How
had
did
to
you
switch
notice
that.
that?
I noticed it afterwards, after I had created
Oh,
that.
oh,
You
okay.
know,
That's
I
very
got,
interesting. So, the pandemic, we were shut down in March. I had created this 4 months prior to that. So it
wow.
was really interesting. And 2025 for me has been a very, very deep personal dive, I would say, when it comes to my physical well-being, my
Yeah,
emotional well-being,
yeah.
my spiritual well-being. And this time I said this year is for me, because 2025 is the wood serpent year, which means all about creativity and breaking ground and going up
Mm,
to the heavens, really connecting. But then you have the serpent, which is one of the symbols for divine sacred feminine. So it's that kundalini rising. If you're doing some spiritual work, is diving in and really bringing to life this inner wisdom, okay, the sacred feminine that has been shut down for eons of time. Is coming back. It's
good.
coming back alive. It's coming back quietly, but it's coming back with beautiful, beautiful force. So my 2025 vision board is totally different. It's all
Wow.
about things
Oh,
that I
my.
want to create. And I use
Wow.
this oracle that
Tarot
my
card.
oldest son um, sent me, and it's really
Oh,
into all that I wanted to do, creating new relationships, innovating ideas. And of course, I practice a lot of spirituality. It's very
Wow.
important in my practice, but clarity, it's a big one for me.
hmm.
And putting them into, action. It's something
Well,
that as creators, maybe Marianne can relate, or even you, Ricky. We have so many ideas and we're like,
yeah.
okay, this is great, but we got to do one thing and we got to do it well, 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 well. So that's for
Hmm.
me. This has been something that I'm committed to doing. And it's for me, my feng shui and wellness practice. I'm kind of deviating more from the creative and brand and
Hmm.
consulting, building websites and all that. For me, it's more about working with with individuals, working in groups, and opening our home and heart connection through feng shui, through looking at our lives, our personal lives, and how we can be that co-creatress or co-creator here on earth. That's where we're heading. So new
Right.
beginnings for us. We're getting into the 2026 year, which is a one. We're concluding a 9-year cycle.
Right.
And so with one, it's all
Wow.
about new ideas, new beginnings, innovation, independence, individuality, of course, being a leader. And so we are getting ready to be leaders of our own lives and co-creating spaces that are harmonious, coming together in unity and building really strong, solid foundations that come from the heart, relationships, right? Like our networks here.
Mm.
It's so important. It's time to tilt the scale and act. Everything happens so quickly now that and who's leading this? The fire horse. Next year is the fire horse year. So
Is
it's
it
all about
Firehorse?
dynamic energy, galloping, just really focused, and lots of travel, lots of exploration,
Oh,
and
that sounds
and
like
good
fun.
ideas. Yes.
I'm
I'm I,
traveling.
I'm feeling it. I'm
You're
feeling it.
traveling. Yeah.
I
Well,
am.
and Richard said something about, yeah, because I was talking about there are several places that I would like to visit. And one of them is it's really very interesting. For many years now, I have had a little charity that is St. Liber Indian School, and it's in BFE, Wyoming. And Richard said, well, let's go visit this year. Boing.
Beautiful.
Because I would love to see it. And the other thing is, I want to grab my vision board from the time that I was at your home and we did that the last time, Pat.
Yes.
So I'm going
Yes,
to grab
please.
that, and also I'll something I just realized from it.
Well, this is the time, and we have those workshops coming up.
Okay, now wait, I may have to take
Uh,
my background off so you
yes.
can see it. Yeah, let me do
Yeah.
that. One segundo here.
There we go.
Yeah, and you can see I'm
Yes.
there. The big R is up there, and I'm going to be doing more writing. That was the
Mm.
plan. And also, I'm going to be teaching more. I am now an adjunct professor at Colorado Mountain College, and I
Oh,
will be teaching
congrats.
cooking. And Massimo will be perfectly happy to know that I'll be teaching vegetarian and vegan classes in from January to May.
Wow,
Well, January, February, March,
congratulations.
April. Yeah,
I'm
and
happy
we're
too. I'm vegan too.
yeah, and
Oh, I
we're
love it.
and of course we moved this year, 2025, big move, other than getting married as
Mm.
well. I mean, it's been
Transitions,
a year of
transformation.
hugeness, transformations. Yeah. And so I'm there with you. I may come to you for a reading or something. But you know what you just reminded me of when you said something about the house and your surroundings really reflecting you. When we moved in here, we had limited the amount of furniture that we brought with us because we had to. We went from a big house to a little condo. Um, but it's warm and cozy, and Richard and other people have said, but especially Richard because he's living here,
Mm.
how comfortable it is and how everything just kind of flows. And I was thinking about you when I was doing it, actually,
Oh,
moving furniture
thank
and
you.
accessories and things.
Love that.
And even the little Christmas tree and Hanukkah bush that we have, we have both. Um, Everything just kind of fit in. And it was such a, it wasn't really a struggle. It was, oh, well, maybe it'll look better over there. But, rearranging things and recreating, basically
Yes.
recreating our whole home.
Yes.
And in
Like,
that sense, our lives.
but that was heart intuition also, right?
Yeah,
Feeling things out, how is that? And you have a great eye for design as well. So,
thank you.
I'm so glad to hear this, that you're implementing all this beautiful
Yeah.
knowledge and listening to your inner compass.
Oh, and it came up with Richard too. And Marion, I'm sure you've had this happen too. Something that he was talking about that he had done years ago. And he said, I really thought that it should have been this way, but I did it that way.
Mm,
And I said, uh-huh. And he said, and then just something recently where he said, I feel like I should do it this way. But I said, follow your intuition. And I think it's harder for men to get that than it is for women. Somehow women innately have intuitive hits for, gut
yes.
feeling. Guys will
Hmm.
call gut feelings. Okay, whatever. But I said, well, try it. Trust in yourself, which is a biggie. Trust that, ooh, that, okay, do that, not that. Okay. And see what happens. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of every time I have followed my intuition, especially lately, because I finally learned to trust it,
Mm,
things work.
yeah.
And I don't think I have to say any more about that. I'll shut up now. Thank you, Patsy and Marion.
I love that. Marion.
Well, yeah, this is maybe some people might think of this as a bummer or whatever after what you just said, Ricky, but I have no intuitive powers when it comes to designing my physical space. Okay, I am a graphics designer. I can do anything on the computer. I have all kinds of ideas and I can make it happen because I have those skills. But when it comes to my home environment, I need someone like you, Patsy, to make it for me because for some reason, if it's not already there, I can't see it. My
Mm.
daughter would walk into a room and she's like, "Oh, we could put the couch here and I'm like, I can't see it. I just can't. I don't know why.
Mm,
I have a block there for physical rooms.
mm.
So that's
Well,
where
we
I
can dive
need
more
help.
into that, into the psyche of why there's
Mhm.
this notion of disconnection with your space. Because there may be, you may be too busy, for example, taking care of so many other things in your life, but there's also this core connection that may be a bit disconnected. And all I can say, you can start working, just sitting there for 5 minutes. It's like, what is this couch telling me? What is this piece of art telling me? How do I feel here? How do I feel sitting here? Just 5 minutes you dedicate on that, but it's this inner communication that you're having with your
Isn't it
space that's going
okay
to,
for me to just give it to the experts and let
you
them
can,
handle it?
but you're the
Because,
one that's living in it. So
Yeah.
you got to feel comfortable in it.
well, okay. But I can tell you when I was a real estate agent a long time ago, my favorite thing was going into a staged home because it was just so beautiful. I would think to myself, that's what I want. So I know what I want. I know what's beautiful. I know what feels comfortable, but I don't know how to arrange it. Let's put it that
Mm.
way.
Uh,
Well,
The
we can
arrangement.
definitely co-create something very harmonious for you and your partner and your pets. Because
Yeah, we can't
everybody's
forget the
got to be
pets. That's
included.
right.
Everybody has to be included.
That's
Okay. When
right.
we're working with harmony, it's harmonizing the space so everybody who resides in it feels comfortable and safe.
oh, that's funny. I just thought of something. You just reminded me of something. When we moved in here, in our other house, we had steps, so the cat could climb up the steps. It was really good exercise for her, and she would climb, up and down several times a day. And here, she really had no place to perch.
Mm,
So, and one of the windowsills in our dining area, we had a shelf. So Richard put the shelf up so it extended the length or the width
the
of
worth.
the windowsill. So now she hops up there and she can look out the window and see
Very
what's
nice.
Fantastic.
going on outside.
Very
You
good.
see?
I
Love
never
it.
even thought of it that way. And she has her one in particular place on the top of our, I guess you'd call it a sofa. It's a sectional with squishy pillows. And on top of one pillow, I've put a blanket so that she can sit up there, and she disappears literally into it's a big fluffy kind of I guess down-filled cushion, and she just fits right in there. So that's her other perch, and
So
she's
Patsy,
let's,
comfortable.
yes,
I have some questions about 2026, and I know a lot of our viewers
Yeah.
have maybe some, I don't know, excitement, maybe some, some fear about what's coming. Don't you have some things coming up that can help people prepare, or once they get in it, to release any problems that they might be feeling because of the 2026 switch over?
yeah. Well, like I said earlier, we're in a very interesting threshold,
Mm.
shedding all the debris, shedding all the toxicity, shedding all that no longer serves us to kind of prepare the canvas, prepare our shell, prepare our bodies for what's coming next. 2026 is going to be a very rapid year. If you thought 2025 flew, it's going to gallop next year. It's going to go very, very fast. So I highly recommend that you ground yourself. How do we do that? By stepping outside into nature, touching
Ah,
a tree, touching your plants, drinking a lot of water, very
oh,
nurturing for that, doing a lot of the sunlight. And on practical terms, if you really want to make your life work for you, what do? We are responsible for our happiness. Nobody else can do that for us. Okay. So put yourself in the center of your life. This is not being selfish. This is about reclaiming your command of who you are here as a divine creator. Okay. We are a representation of this beautiful essence of what we're here to create. And you and I, Ricky, we're all here to tilt the scale from the negative things that are happening out there, create some balance. At least this is what I'm here to neutralize and create some balance and harmony, not just for myself, but for my clients, for my friends, everywhere I go. Okay, it's that ripple effect, for my students as well. Creating that sense of balance and neutrality, creating that harmony that can carry us forward. And we do that through practicing the art of intentional placement. Okay, so we place ourselves in the middle of our canvas, let's say the vision board. Okay, I'm having a couple of vision boards in January, actually, 17th to stay in person in Katy, Texas. And on the 18th, it's a Sunday, it's a virtual one. And
Mm.
they're really, really popular,
Mm.
really fun. I'm offering a promo discount for your audience, and you can find them on the links there. But these are ways that we can put ourselves in the center of our lives and bringing all those visions, materialize those visions of what it is that you want to create for 2026 and beyond. When you
did you
think in
say January
threes,
17th is
yes,
your physical
17 for
in
the in
Katy?
person,
In
yes,
Katy, okay.
And the
That'll,
18th, January 18th for the
it's virtual.
virtual.
yes, and
And
Got
I
there
it.
will
will be
put
more
all
in
that
person.
information down there.
Yeah, there will be more in person, there will be more in virtual, but these are probably the first ones that I'm starting with, and I'm choosing a new moon cycle as well. It's very important to be in that sense of new beginnings, to really anchor what it means to be in this cycle of new beginnings.
Mm.
Okay, they're coming from the void into creating that, and you think of the full moon as the the completion aspect of that. So it's all in a creative cycle. Okay. We're all working here to making our lives easier. Okay. So I will always say simplify to amplify your life. Okay. Simplify to amplify.
To
Get rid
amplify.
of, yeah, take out things that no longer serve you, that, just look at your office, look at your bedroom and clean things that you
Yeah.
haven't touched for a while. Say thank you and dispose of them, give them new life somewhere else outside of your home or your office.
Yeah,
And
we
yeah,
have boxes in the garage that are specifically for that. So as we go room to room, the things that we want to donate or recycle, because we have a recycling center here that we have to take the things to. Back when I lived in Houston, we could just put it in a bin outside and they would recycle
Mm-hmm.
everything, it seemed like. But here it's very specific. So we have different boxes. And the feeling that I got by taking that to Habitat for Humanity just yesterday, it felt so good to
Mm,
let someone else use
Yeah.
the stuff that
yes.
we replaced our kitchen light fixture with one that had a fan,
Okay.
and it was just felt so good to give something to someone else that was in perfectly good condition, but we weren't going to use it anymore.
Yeah.
So
And
that's a
you know what's fun too? That you're
yeah.
giving your home more space to breathe.
Mm,
That's very important.
Mm.
Practice that. Breathing, breathing peace. It's so important. So, we think it's so easy, but we tend to forget.
yes, we forget. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Yes, we do
Clutter
forget.
is drives me crazy.
It weighs you
Clutter
down.
makes me crazy. There.
It weighs you
Um,
down for sure.
and we've done the
It's
same
heavy.
thing, especially moving, as I say, from a big house to a little condo. And I can't even tell you how many times I literally filled my car with things that either went to, excuse me, resale or to Habitat. Habitat got bunches of things. And the fun part about that is even there we found things that we could use in exchange, in a sense. But it was just wonderful to be able to give away the things that I know people can use.
Right. Yeah,
And
because they're
we no
useful. You
longer,
kept them for a
yeah,
reason, and they're
yeah.
useful. But if they're just sitting there, they're distracting and
Yes, they are.
they're
You,
taking away breathing
oh
space.
boy, that's one good point that you, whoo, that hit. It
Mm.
is distracting, and it's just for me, I find it distracting to the point of I want to go, I have to get this out of here. I can't stand this anymore. It's clogging up the space, but it's also clogging up here, and it
I had
clears
a
that.
yes, and it's true. I always said, I never really suffer from anxiety. But there was one time that there was so much to do in the patio, so many plants and, catches debris and all these things. And there was, pots of soil to redo and everything. I looked at everything and I was like, I'm having anxiety. Like, where do I start? And one thing that I could have done easily is said, you know what? I can't do this. But I said, I took a breath, took a pause, took some water, and I said, okay, I can't do everything right now instantly. So let me just focus on one thing. And I started with one small corner. And then little by little, I went at my own pace. And it took a little longer than expected, but it got done. And I felt so good after that because I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I know the feeling.
it's those small steps that are really sometimes the hardest to take, but just take
Well,
them.
was
Yeah.
it?
Give yourself that grace and put yourself in command of your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was it Gandhi that said the beginning of a long journey begins with one step, the first step.
Yes.
Was it
Yeah.
Gandhi or whomever? But
Yeah.
it's true. You have to take that little step
It's the
and in
biggest one.
increments. And then you're able to see what's next.
Yeah.
At least that happens for me.
Yeah.
And, just a little bit by a little bit.
I
Yeah.
have
Because you
one
created
final
that pathway, Chloe.
I have one final question for you, Patsy.
Yes.
So if somebody comes to your group either virtually or in person, what do you think is the thing that they're going to take away from that event for 2026? Is there a
I love it.
general? Okay, good.
They get a general idea of what 2026 holds. Okay, the energy.
Mm.
How do we harmonize with the energy of the year 2026, with the element of the year, which is fire, with the zodiac, the Chinese zodiac, which is the horse? How do we work with those cycles of creativity for that? How do we position the different goals and ambitions that we may have on a board, which is specifically designed in feng shui with feng shui principles? So I will help you design your board to guide you at least on what it is that you want to create and in a harmonious way to create it. What elements are going to balance that idea for you? Okay, because
Mm.
just because you have fire, you're going to need wood to create that fire. You're going to need some air to create that fire as well, right? So it's how do we work with the elements to create that? And as well, you can implement the knowledge for your home, for your desk, and your bedroom, okay? Because the grid, the Bagua or energetic map that we're using, can be applied to anywhere in your space, in an environment. So you're taking this snippets of knowledge as well, which is really, to me, what brings me the most joy because I can see that person creating more harmony in their lives. Therefore, they're creating more harmony within their own environment,
Mm.
smiling more, not feeling so much pressure and stress. So it's all these tidbits. And of course, there's the numerology aspect, which I totally enjoy so much because we're getting into that year one cycle. Okay, so what's important about that? How do we create the sense of independence for ourselves, leadership, new beginnings? How do we
Mm.
nurture those inner wishes that we want to hold dear? And of course, you get your lucky charms for 2026. These are always really nice mementos that you get to keep and just to really nourish and reinforce the energy of the year you can carry with you at all times.
Mm.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're
Wow.
welcome. My pleasure. I do this every year. This is actually one of my funnest events that I do because I get to interact with people. We get to do art together. We get to
Hmm.
co-create something so beautiful. And it's this heart essence. Okay. We make new friendships and it's just really fun. And get to see our progress. You know,
Sounds great.
Heart,
people
heart.
Yes.
people
There you
tell me,
go.
they send me messages throughout the year. I got this done. Oh my God, this happened so much quicker. Oh, I need help with this. This hasn't fulfilled
Yeah.
yet. So we get to reinforce that a little bit. Okay.
Hmm.
So it's really
It's,
fun and engaging.
I think the idea of getting together, well, connecting. Yes, Marion. Connecting through the heart.
Yeah.
That's for me, that's the biggest part.
It's our
And
equalizer. Okay.
yeah,
It's the one that grounds heaven and earth. Okay. Our visions,
yeah.
making them concrete. Yeah.
Yay. All right. The
Stepping
perfect
into
person.
action.
You are the perfect person, Patsy, to have as the last person for 2025
Oh,
on our podcast.
I love
And for
it.
all of those of you out there, if you haven't yet commented, please do.
Mm.
Let us know you're there. Let us know if there was one thing that really spoke to your heart or even to your mind. It's all connected that you will bring you back again in 26.
I
Join
love
us
that.
again in 2026 for the Connector's Edge. Bring yourself, all of you, from your head to your toes, inside out, upside down, however you're comfortable. Join us again, and may you enjoy the peace, the abundance, the prosperity, and the love of everyone who knows you and who you know. Be with us again next year. Happy New Year. And okay, we're dating this show. It's all right. Come
All
back
right.
again and join us in the new year of 2026. Thank you, Patsy.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Patsy.
Marion. I love you both, and I love you all out there. Come back again and join us.
Bye for now.